So as always, guys, please like and subscribe and go to ProPhotoEdits.com where you can download the Lightroom presets and Photoshop actions that I use to make these images. So hey, a lot of you have been asking me how I did the mountaintop shoot with the parachute dress, and was it Photoshop, was it fake? And it definitely wasn't fake. I'm not proud to say, but we we almost died on this particular shoot. I say we, but really I mean the model. A few of these behind the scene images you're looking at here, my buddy Kai Eason took. I'll put his Instagram along with mine down below. Um, we're at a mountain in Virginia called Humpback Mountain, and it's extremely high. It's probably one of the highest places in Virginia, and I had never been there before. So my friend, the model, wanted to go, and she said, "This, go ahead and shoot on top of this rock. I got a great idea. You know, we can go up there and have some photos." And I said, "Well, if we go up on top of the rock, won't you let me get a parachute dress from Alice Andrews? She makes all these great parachute dresses, and I rent them from her occasionally. She's an awesome person. You can find her online, Alice Andrews Designs." So I had no idea how high we were going to be, and once we got up there, the wind really started cranking up, and I told I told Jessica, if you feel any actual movement in your body, because you're going to be way out on the rock, and she's pretty fearless, way more so than me. So I said, this is an actual parachute. It's going to pull you off the mountaintop, and you'll probably die. You still want to do this? Yeah, I want to do it. She's out there just chilling, putting her makeup on, and I said, all right, well, test it out. Stand up and hold it. Don't let it go. Let the wind catch it a little bit, and make sure you have a place to fall to your right. Um, and then she said, "I'm cool with it, man. The wind's cooking. Let's go ahead and start flapping it." I said, "Hey, all right, flap it a little bit." And today I don't have a bunch of through the lens footage because I was using my D850. I had my Z7, but there was not enough time to waste time and not get the shot because you only have a few seconds. And I had just gotten it. It was kind of new to me. And so I wanted to go with what I had been using for a while. And D850 max frames per second. And I was obviously using the viewfinder because I couldn't. Live view is awful on the D850. It's way better on the new mirrorless cameras, the Z6 and Z7, which I have. But I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of the technical details. I just wanted to post this shot. It made Matt Grange's top, I guess, 10 or whatever prize winners of 2018 photos. So I want to give you guys a little backstory. I just used some of my presets for this particular image in Lightroom. I didn't do much in Photoshop because there wasn't much to do. There's not much skin issues that just corrected some color and stuff like that, and stretched the frame just a little bit since I was shooting in portrait. There was nowhere else for me to go in this particular scenario unless I wanted to fall off the mountain. It was a 105 1.4 is what I shot this with, and I stretched it again just a little bit wider in Photoshop. So here's her just chilling on top of the mountain, putting her makeup on and taking some selfies for Instagram. Kai got this shot. It's just incredible how high we were. Yeah, so I just want to give you a little bit of the backstory real quick. I mean, on how to get this shot if you're ever in this scenario. Um, First and foremost, it was like a 5 mile hike. I had no idea how long it was going to take to get up there. We were exhausted. I brought my 200 f2. Kai helped me carry it. It was I had like 5 6 lenses in my bag. He brought 5 or 6 lenses in his bag. Bunch of camera bodies. I wasn't stupid enough to try to bring any lighting equipment up there because it just would have turned into a sail and flown off the side of the mountain. But I brought way too much stuff. It was just a lesson to be learned. I shot all this with the 105 1.4, and I shot it at f2 just because I was on the D850 and using the mirror. You never know what you're going to get, even though it was calibrated. It was just too much to risk going to 1.4. But as the wind was starting to pick up in this shot, I obviously didn't use this shot because it's kind of a boring pose, but I was communicating with her from as far away as I was. Look to the your right so we can get a more of an elegant shot here, elegant pose. So this is the one we ended up going with. Um, she has a crown on her head, which you probably can't see. She's looking to the right. Um, and we caught another burst of wind. And all I did in Photoshop, I'm not going to go through the whole edit because it was pretty boring. I just chose PPE toning, or actually, sorry, PPE Vibrant 13. And I lowered the exposure down since the lighting was just terrible that day. It was starting to rain. It was cold, and there was just no color in the frame. And I added it back in with my preset. And in Photoshop, I used the um, the PPE Vibrant action. Then I used the PPE Contrast Pop action, stage sharpening, grabbed this and stretched it um, a little bit wider since I wanted to get a little bit more out of the frame, instead of just your typical portrait orientation for this shot. And I had nowhere else to go. My back was against another rock, and it was the only framing that made sense up there. I mean, you just have to pick your battles when you're in situations like this. But I still ended up being very happy with the result, and nobody died. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Thank you for supporting the channel.